Hello, my name is Nhi. I am 27 years old, single, and currently living in Hanoi, Vietnam. What does an ordinary day in the Vietnamese countryside really look like? And how do people in rural Vietnam live? How can just $50 be enough to support 2 people for an entire month? Come with me as I return to the place where I was born and raised to find out. I'm packing a few clothes for my trip back home today. It's been 4 months since my last visit, so I'm really looking forward to seeing my family again. While I'm there, I'll also take care of getting a few identification documents reissued. This is Nhi-Daily bus station, one of the largest bus stations in the capital, where thousands of people from across the city travel back to their hometowns every day. Oh, it looks like I am the first person to get on the bus, which means I can comfortably choose any seat I want. This is the electronic public transportation ticketing system, where you can use an integrated transit card or simply scan a QR code when you board the bus. My trip back to my hometown costs about $1.20 for a journey of 39 miles. Buses are one of the most common and affordable forms of public transportation in Vietnam, and they are often chosen by students, older people, or anyone who wants to save money. And today, I am one of them too. We have arrived, but oh no, what just happened was honestly a little scary, because I am clearly not very good at keeping my balance on a bus that is still moving, and I almost got stuck on it. This is the bus stop closest to my house, located in the center of the town, about 3 miles from my home. Whenever I come home, my dad is usually the one who picks me up at the bus stop, and I can already see him waiting for me by the side of the road.
Thôi chắc bố con về đi lắm đồ quá. Chắc là bố con mình.
The roads in the countryside are very wide and quiet, and it only takes about 15 minutes to get home. I do not need a sign, because as soon as I see the lush green rice fields filled with young seedlings, I know I have returned to my hometown. And these fields hold so many memories from my childhood in this completely ordinary Vietnamese village where I was born and raised. Today, follow me as I spend 24 hours in the countryside and discover what rural life is really like. Did you know that I have 9 nieces and nephews? And yes, you heard that correctly. 9. And honestly, I am very proud of that. Even though things are still difficult for me right now, whenever I come home, I usually bring my mother a gift. And this time, it is a bottle of wild forest honey, which makes her very happy, because I have not been home for a long time. It is now 9 in the morning, and my dad is chopping up some water spinach for the chickens, because in the countryside, people make careful use of whatever is available around the house, and even vegetables from the garden can become food for the animals. I am also adding a little unhusked rice to help fill the chickens' bellies. My family has a small garden right next to the house, where my parents grow many kinds of vegetables and fruit trees, and raise a flock of chickens. And although the garden is not very large, it gives my family something to bring into the kitchen almost every day, whether it is a basket of vegetables, a few eggs, or fruit that has just ripened on the tree, so my parents do not need to buy too much food from outside. There is never a shortage of things to do whenever I come home, and today I collected an entire basket of eggs, and every time I see another egg inside the nest, I feel as happy as I did when I was a child, because although this is only a familiar daily chore for my parents, it is a very simple kind of happiness that is difficult for me to experience in the city. I can still feel the warmth left behind by the mother hen that was just sitting on the eggs. My mother and I are getting ready to go out to the garden to pull weeds and plant more green vegetables. This is my mother's vegetable garden. My family hardly ever has to buy vegetables from outside because my mother grows so many different kinds in the garden, and she still prefers to sow the seeds herself and take care of every garden bed with her own hands, because for her, this is the best way to care for the family with food that is fresh, clean, and safe. I have also been thinking about growing a few small pots of vegetables on my balcony. So today, I am going to learn from my mother how to take care of them. And I think that sounds like a good idea. I really love this feeling because before every meal, we go out to the garden, pick the vegetables, and bring them straight into the kitchen. And perhaps because we eat them immediately after they are harvested, they always taste fresh and naturally sweet, which is completely different from the vegetables I usually buy in the city, because although market vegetables are still fresh, after being transported and passing through many different stages, I rarely experience their flavor as clearly as I do with the vegetables my mother grows. It is 11 o'clock, which is when we start preparing lunch because people in the countryside usually eat lunch quite early. This is the dish I miss the most whenever I have been away from home for a long time, because my family was not well off during my childhood, and when things were difficult, my mother often braised small fish that were very cheap, because we lived near a river, and sometimes people even gave them to us for free, and my family usually cooked them with fairly salty, ban-fermented soybean paste, so we could eat more rice with them. which is something that always reminds me of my childhood. Sometimes, happiness does not have to be anything grand, because simply being able to return home, sit beside my parents, and share a familiar meal together is enough to make my heart feel lighter. And even though there are still many difficulties waiting outside, something wonderful happens when I return to the family dining table, because I can feel the peace, warmth, and sense of fulfillment that my family gives me. It is now noon, which is also the hottest time of the day, so almost no one goes outside. And after lunch, people usually take a nap for about an hour, making the entire village very quiet. And because we do not have anything else to do right now, I am going to lie down and rest for a while before continuing our work this afternoon. This is my parents' fruit garden, and I really want to take you around and show you each type of tree, including some that my family has already harvested. This bunch of bananas is still green, but when the bananas ripen, they will turn yellow and become softer and sweeter. This is a papaya tree, and when the fruit is ripe, we usually eat it fresh, while green papaya can also be used to make a delicious soup. This is a Dian pomelo tree, which produces the largest amount of fruit, because the pomelos can be stored for a very long time without spoiling, and every branch is heavily laden with fruit. So during each pomelo season, when my parents cannot finish all of them, they usually give some to the neighbors and share the rest with their children and grandchildren to take home. Looking at its rough and spiky skin, you might think that jackfruit looks a little like durian, but their smell and flavor are very different. And jackfruit is my favorite fruit, because when it ripens, you can smell its sweet fragrance just by standing near the tree. The good news is that the sugar apple tree has produced its first fruit, and I hope I will get the chance to taste it. This is an areca palm, a very familiar tree in Vietnamese villages. Do you recognize any of the fruits in this garden? And of all the fruits found in Vietnam, which one is your favorite? So do not forget to share your answer with me in the comments. Oh, and I want to give you a little preview of the next episode. I will take you on a tour of a typical Vietnamese village, show you what local people do for a living, what is sold at a traditional countryside market, and how much everything costs. You will also discover why, after learning about these things, so many foreigners want to move to Vietnam and live here. So please subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you do not miss my latest video. Thank you so much. Now, let us continue. Vertical bar. Now I need to head to the district office to have some documents reissued. And according to my plan, I need to be there by 2:30 this afternoon. This afternoon, my parents are going to plant a few more fruit trees to fill the empty spaces in the garden. I often hear my parents say that if they plant them now, their children and grandchildren will have clean, homegrown fruit to eat whenever they come home in the future. Perhaps Vietnamese parents always put their children first in everything they do. And my parents are no exception, because they do not talk much about their feelings, but instead quietly plant another tree, care for it as it grows day by day, and wait for us to come home so we can pick the fruit together. Sometimes, a parent's love is simply saving the very best things for us, even when they have to wait many years. It is time for my afternoon snack. And here in the countryside, I do not need to go to a store to buy something to eat, because I only have to walk a few steps into the garden, choose a ripe dragon fruit that my parents have saved for me, and pick it with my own hands. Perhaps no snack could be sweeter than fruit, picked fresh from your own garden. And this is one of the most refreshing drinks you can have on a hot summer day in Vietnam. Fresh coconut water.
Chót làm sao cho thành chót thêm nước này chót nhé.
It is summer vacation now, so the small road through the village has also become a playground for the children in the countryside. Everything feels close and familiar, and sometimes all the children need is a single ball to play happily together for the entire afternoon. The sound of their bright laughter and the sight of the children playing so freely make the whole neighborhood road feel cheerful and full of life. In the countryside, the day usually ends quite early, often before 8 o'clock in the evening. It is now 9 o'clock at night, and it is time to go to bed. Life in the countryside is not as lively as life in the city, but this place has taught me that happiness does not always come from having more and more things. Because sometimes happiness simply means appreciating what we already have and spending more time with the people we love. That is what life is like for my family in the countryside. But what is rural life like where you live? And thank you for taking the time to watch this video. So if you enjoyed it and would like to see more videos like this, please subscribe to my channel and give this video a like to support me, because I would truly appreciate it. And I will see you again in the next video.
Coi Nhật à? Coi tí mà, tùy loại hơn 200.